Hey guys, Disler Magic here, and no surprise here, it's a mono-white life gain deck. If you know my long history building decks, you know that this is one of my favorite archetypes ever since the famous deck, Just Scoop Already. It had little to no win condition, I mean it did have one, but I'd be at 200 life, so just Scoop Already. But this one's a little bit more direct. This is like run you over with weaponized life gain, so of course I called it Life You to Death. No, that's not a typo. So we've got a buttload of planes and then 3 Shefet Dunes. You could throw in Memorial if you really wanted it. It has nothing to do with the deck. It's just, I think you could get away with it. But anyway, this is, pay 1 life, add a white, come in untapped, does colorless otherwise. So that's cool. You got life, no problem. And you can pay 4 late game and sacrifice a desert, which, okay, this one. And then creatures you control get +1/+1 until the end of turn. You can only do it at sorcery speeds. You can't do it blocking, which, I mean, honestly, that'd be a little OP. So I like this. I mean, most of the time you don't need the white. I mean, there's only a couple double white in here. And if you did, whatever, it's 1 life. I mean, you've got a lot of life with this deck. That's kind of the point. So then we got Leonin Vanguard. I mean, this card's amazing. It's a 1/1 for 1 cat. That's already, people are, seeing this and getting worried. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures, it gets +1/+1 till end of turn and you gain 1 life. Well, this is not quite creature flood, but it's very creature oriented. There's 29 of them in here. So there's 4 of them because duh, I mean, they're 1 drop and they're the best source of life in the entire deck. Arguably aerial responder, but once you adjust for the fact that you don't have to swing at all, and it's 3 times cheaper, it's good. Next up, Sacred Cat. This is real simple. I mean, lifelink and then embalm 1, so they got to kill it twice, and it has lifelink. It's just basically an enabler to say, hey, I gain life this turn, or I need to gain a certain amount of life. You'll see why. Authority of the Consuls. This just lets you play an entire turn ahead of your opponent. So you're bringing out all this, cheapy little 1/2 creatures, and oops, their blocker came in tapped. Now they can't block. You get 1 extra swing. And, I mean, while they're coming back from all the removal you're hitting them with, they're also helping you. So, oh, that's just a no-win card. And it is really expensive and you can live without it. You could do the opposite. Every time one of your creatures enters the battlefield, you gain a life. Ajani's welcome. If you want to keep this budget, it's almost the same thing. I mean, tactically not really, but life gain-wise, yeah, probably. Also, this does nothing against creatureless decks, so, sideboard it out. And then we got Ajani's Pridemate. That is win condition number 1. So whenever you gain life per instance per source, you may put a 1/1 counter on him. Now, this is the 6th or 7th reprint of this guy, and he's never really been a problem in the past. I mean, he was just good, but now he's, like, ban-worthy. I mean, honestly, like, this card's just broken. He will hit for more damage on, like, turn 4 or 5 than anything else in Standard. I mean, there's no equivalent. This thing, it's better than Ghalta. It's insane, especially in this deck, so... this is a build around, and I built around it. So obviously there's 4 of them. Be careful. Don't get them blown up. They're important. Next up, Bishop Soldier. Just a standard 2/2 lifelinker for 2. Put in Mace Unicorn if you want, but there is a card that says, I think, like, destroy something. It had something to do with vampire, like non-vampire. I don't know. There's a reason I put this in. I don't remember what. I might have gotten it wrong, and Mace Unicorn is the better card. I don't care. So yeah, this is just, hey, I need to gain 2 life, and I'm gonna chump block and gain 2 life for just extra damage. It is a 2/2 for 2. It's an early game swinger. It's just there. I mean, if you feel the need to pull it to put something else in, okay, but this is a workhorse. You will get a lot out of this card in the typical game. It doesn't look like it, but you will. Aerial Responder, Flying Vigilance, Lifelink 2/3 in the air. Oh my god. Like, just, do I even need to say why this is in the deck? I mean, I'm actually mad that there's only 3 in the deck, but only so many fit, and it had to be on curves, so it is what it is. But yeah, that'll get you 2 life every turn. Fairgrounds Warden. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until this leaves the battlefield. This is well within Lightning Strike range, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I mean, if they want to waste a removal on this, great. There's better things coming out later, so, it's not the end of the world. And plus, if it took them 3 turns to blow this up, then you held their creature hostage for 3 turns. So even if they do get their creature back, I mean, I keep getting burned by enter the battlefield effects, but, you know. Also, judicious use of this is good, and if you're both, like, top decking and then you bring this out, you don't want to cast it, but then you do because you want to start swinging at them, but it's only one, and that just gets rough. But just creatures that are also removal are huge. That's why this is in here instead of, like, cast out, because it is better than cast out. I mean, cast out's harder to blow up than it has cycling, but this is a creature, and you can block a 2/2 with it. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Next up, Mentor the Meek. This was Militia Bugler originally, but I just found this to be better. So Mentor the Meek is a 3-cost 2/2 human soldier. When another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield, which is like the entire deck just about, under your control, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card. So this needed a card draw engine badly with the amount of... like, you need to swing, you need to overswing, you need to swarm, you need to get to your bombs. It needed a way to either scry or draw, and this is it. Treasure Map was my second choice. But this is a creature, and if you need to creature flood, don't put in a non-creature to attempt a creature flood, you know what I mean? And plus, draw is better than scry, obviously. Then we got Resplendent Angel, win con number 2. At the beginning of each end step, if you gained 5 or more life this turn, create a 4/4 white angel creature token. Oh, with flying and vigilance. I totally forgot it had vigilance. Okay. And then if you were to pay 6, this itself will gain +2/+2 in lifelink and single-handedly hit for 5 life gain. That's huge for overswinging. I mean, this is already a 3/3 flyer for 3. That's, like, good by itself. And then these abilities are insane. So you would just basically swarm angels. Your goal when this comes out is to gain 5 or more life. Now, that's a little rough. It is hard to get to that, but that's why Sunscourge is here. And that's why there's only 2, by the way. Plus, damage in the air will win the game. I mean, you know. So when this enters the battlefield, you gain life equal to its power. So it's 2 the first time, then you internalize it for 4, although you must also discard a card. Now, late game, that's almost always a land, so hold your lands. But yeah, it's, you know, 4, whatever, okay, and then it's a 4/4, and then you gain 4 life, so that is 4/5 of what you need for Resplendent, and maybe, I don't know, probably not an authority, but maybe a Sacred Cat could swing, or a Bishop, or whatever. There you go, you're all good. Or Leonins, you could have multiple of them out. Speaking of, like, multiples, I almost put Mirage Mirror in here, but I didn't like that it costs 3. And this has 0 mana ramp, so it didn't feel quite right. But if you were to clone a Leonin Vanguard, yeah, that'd be fun. Or a Crested Sunmare. So Ixalan's Binding, this one is classic. I love it. It's name jamming mixed with exiling. It'll target basically anything. I love it. So... you just cast it. It doesn't have flash or anything. I mean, it's a lot worse than cast out, except that it name jams them, so it's better than cast out. If you really want to run cast out, go for it. I mean, if you had to keep a 2-lander and then you're just not pulling what you need, you could cycle cast out. That has saved me so many times. I mean, it sucks getting rid of removal, but losing sucks too, and you're never going to get to 4 if you can't get to 3. That's for sure. So yeah, I like this. I mean, just you exile something, they can't cast anything with the same name. Good luck getting rid of this. Next up, to settle the Wreckage. I mean, yeah, these are like $11-12 a piece. You could maybe run Fumigate. You could maybe run Seal Away if you wanted this to be really super budget. I mean, this is obviously better than Seal Away, but Seal Away is cheaper, and you could just get rid of their strongest. I almost said Pokemon. Holy crap. Yeah, get rid of their strongest Pokemon. And that would keep a budget. So Authority and Settle are the only expensive cards in here. I mean... I can't even see anything else that would be vaguely expensive. I don't think anything else is above $1. So, yeah, maybe Aerial Responders $1.50. But then we got Crested. I mean, these are $5 a piece. Okay, you need them. So this is about, what, a $25-30 deck? Not bad. So this, you guys know what this does. I mean, it's from Hour, come on. But it's a 5/5 for 5. It's hard to get to 5 in this deck, which is why there's 22 lands. That's bare minimum what you need. If you were to run some kind of like Thematic Compass, though, it's too damn slow. You just don't have the mana to keep that going. It's not the right deck for it. So there doesn't seem to be a distinct way to just feed cards into this deck unless I'm missing something, but feel free to leave your suggestions in the comment section. But yeah, other horses have Indestructible, and at the beginning of each end step, yours and theirs, if you gained a life at least 1 point at least one time this turn, create exactly one 5/5 white horse creature token. So obviously Indestructible as long as this is in play. For, who knows what reason, this is not legendary. I'm going to say it was a mistake or a typo because clearly it should be. So I got 4 of them in here because you want to hit this. This is so much better than Resplendent Angel because you only have to gain 1 life. And yeah, they're on the ground, but they're a 5/5, which is bigger, more damage, and they're indestructible. So swing away. Who cares? So that's why there's so many of them. And then we've got Ajani, Wise Counselor, the better version of Ajani from the Planeswalker deck. Yeah, you heard me. Oh, by the way, these are actually a little expensive. These are like $8-9 a piece. So actually, this deck's probably like 50, all things considered, maybe 60 if you build it the way it's shown here. Ixalan's Binding is kind of expensive too. Actually, I think it's like $1. But yeah, his +2. Well, he comes out with 5 loyalty for 5, and then you immediately +2 him. So 7 loyalty. So he's not going anywhere. And even if they start swinging at him, cool. You know, pressure off your life total. So you gain 1 life for each creature you control. And now it's the same as the other Nissa. Now what do? 7 loyalty, or oh crap, he's getting 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 life per turn. Who do you swing at, the life total or him? Well, obviously him, but the whole time you're going to get a buttload of life. Oh my gosh, at least it's not Tocatli where it could be like, add 12 loyalty, haha, you'll never kill me. So -3, creatures you control get +2/+2 till end of turn. That can by itself be lethal. I mean, it really can. With this deck, Aerial Responder and a couple others, that can be lethal, especially in Eternalized Sunscourge. You never know. And then -9, oh my god, have I won a lot of games with this. Put X 1/1 counters on target creature where X is your life total. So usually 15 to 25, and I always put it on a lifelinker. I usually put it on a flyer. If I cannot put it on an angel. Ooh, that's rough. That is rough. I mean, that ult is insane. I'd actually go past it because it's usually safe, go up to 11 loyalty, and then drop him down to 2 with the -9, and then just keep him going. So he usually is single-handedly responsible for feeding Resplendent's 5 life. And it just cascades. The more you get out, the better. So, oh, you got out a horse because of Ajani. Cool, now it's 1 bigger, and it just keeps going. I mean, I've gotten over 100 life in games on Arena, so real simple. I mean, you can see what the deck does. It gains life and then weaponizes it, and it's got 3 win conditions. It's real simple. And, well, the backup win condition is just flood them. Just remove all their best stuff and keep swinging. I mean, or, you know, Settle the Wreckage could be considered a win con, or Ixalan's Binding. And then the sideboard, now this is... I had like 9 cards that were possible for the sideboard. So Gideon's Intervention, name jamming. So when it enters the battlefield, you choose a card name. Your opponents can't cast spells with the chosen name. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to you by permanents you control, or basically anything with the same name that's in play. I don't like the way they phrase that. So this absolutely shuts down certain things. Like if you get this out and you say Teferi, I mean, they could run like Demystify, maybe. They'd probably have to sideboard it in, and you already sideboarded this in, so... I don't know. Then we got Invoke the Divine. I mean, I just said Demystify, it costs 1, and does, I think, the same thing, but this gains you 4 life, so... It's instant speed, and it's common. I put it in. So destroy target artifact or enchantment, you gain 4 life. I mean, it's... 4 life is almost up to Resplendent, so I like it. Then we got Cast Out. This is just, I need to remove Planeswalker and enchantment. I mean, you wouldn't even try to name jam it. I would just put an Invoke and Cast Out, swap those 7 in, and just get rid of Settle, get rid of maybe Authority, and then get rid of probably Fairgrounds Warden. And then you've just got straight removal, and the deck runs completely differently. And then Tocatli Honor Guard. Now, it could be Ashes if you really want it. I mean, it depends on your local meta. But this thing is insane, okay? Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause any abilities to trigger on any permanents at all. Oh my god, I didn't even know my deck was susceptible to this. I was playing an X-Mage. They had this mainboarded for who knows what reason, and my deck did nothing. I couldn't do anything. I mean, just nothing happened. I was like, Fairgrounds Warden. Oh, nope, nothing. And I don't remember what else, but it shut down like 80% of my deck. It was just done. It's absolutely insane what this card does. So it's very specific. I don't think anybody plays anything that's really susceptible against it. I don't know. It's just you got to look up all the rulings and how this specifically works and what is considered what. But you, like I said, you could put in Ashes. You could put in Demystify. You could put in Reset Your Life Total if people are playing red. Ketra's Last Mercy, that one's fun. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. You guys figure it out. I mean, you can do whatever you want with this sideboard. It's so wide open. Mine's just, oh, more removal because they're beating me with something other than creatures, basically. So, pretty simple. Pretty simple. I like it. I really do like name jamming, too. So, if you want to do Gideons and then 2 Ixalan's binding to supplement the 2 that are already in here and drop the cast outs, that's what my actual paper version of the deck runs. Yes, I did actually just build this in real life today. But as far as the deck's performance on Arena, I've gone in the tournament 7-1, 7-2, and 7-0, almost in a row. I don't think I finished below like 500 coins, which is what, 4 wins, 3 losses or something like that. This deck's just really good. It's not amazing, but for like 50, 60 bucks, it's really good and really likely to win. I mean, this is still within the range of, yeah, you could win more than, like the cost of the deck in sealed boosters. I mean, 4 at a time, hey, you'll get there maybe. And also a lot of people just think this mechanic is fun. I know I do, and it's refreshing to be able to run a powerful mono deck for once, so you don't have to dick around with all these dual lands that cost too damn much and are unreliable, and in like 1 in 10 games you're going to get color screwed and it's going to cause a mulligan. Yeah, piss off with all that noise. I want mono white. So I'd say, hey, if you already got a lot of these cards, or if you got a little bit of money sitting around with some good trades, go for it. A lot of these cards are about to cycle out in a long time from now. So why not, instead of turtling and planning for the future and pretending like you're crippled in what you can use right now, actually play Magic? Just build the best version of the deck. There's no reason to not pick up Crested Sunmares. Oh no, you're going to lose 20 bucks. Who cares? You want like a good deck, a deck that wins? It has to be in there. So the only pain is getting those 2 Ajanis. That is tough. You might have to go online to do it. But other than that, yeah, this deck's an absolute riot. I might upload some gameplay. This deck, I don't need to show how it works. I mean, you just look at it and you know how it works. I'm not going to play it against the AI. That would be completely pointless. I'm going to upload a gameplay against a human, because then I'll show, hey, look how this interacts with Red Rush. Look how this interacts with, whatever else, Black White Knights, or just, I don't know, whatever people are playing. This usually utterly obliterates that stupid Green Rush garbage. So that'll be fun to watch. But we'll see how many tries it takes me to get a clean recording of that. So hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.